Hey there, my name's David, this is the Restyle File. I resell on Poshmark, Mercari, Depop, eBay, and I also consign on The RealReal. And today I have a thrift haul of items that I've sourced from the Family Thrift Center outlet specifically. That is all from one trip. You can see my receipt right there. I paid about $27 more or less. The Family Thrift Center outlet operates on a daily price where all items in store are one price every day, starting at about $2 and going down as low as I think 25 cents before they then rotate all merchandise and start over. I want to show you guys what I purchased in the hopes of reselling on the various platforms for profit. Please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe and hit the bell icon. That way you're notified every time I upload a new video. And we are starting off with my finds with this bikini top. Now, I don't typically dive much into, you get it, into swimwear, but this one did still have its brand label on the inside, and I thought, it looks kind of interesting. I don't know why it looked very familiar. It is by Benedetta, and it is a size large, and these retail for a lot of money. And for what I saw on comps on Poshmark and the various platforms, it looks like people are reselling these even in separates with just the top or just the bottom at about $30 to $50 a pop. So I figured at $1.75, I'd give it a shot. If I hadn't mentioned that already, I paid $1.75 each for all items that I've purchased here. So I imagine I'll probably be able to get about $30 to $40 for this top. Next item here is just a pair of leggings. I don't know the style name of them, but you should be able to tell from the logo here that they are Lululemon. Fortunately, they do have the size dot. They're a size 4. They appear to be a thicker material, so more of a winter legging, but season's coming up. They don't have holes.
What he didn't realize, though, is that they actually did have holes. The good news, though, is that they still sold within a day, holes and all, for $7, and I made a profit of $2. Better than nothing.
At this price point, I'm not really going to pass it up. On the subject of leggings, here I have a new to me brand that I've never heard of, but I thought the name sounded interesting. It's called Yoga Democracy. It says made out of recycled bottles, and I think the logo looks like this. You can see it on this side as well. And they're just leggings. They have this sort of Spanish floral motif almost. Looks like it to me. And they're in perfect condition. Doesn't appear that they were ever worn. They had like one of those hang tags sticking out of the side, so I think they might be new without tags. The sell-through rate for Yoga Democracy appeared to be okay on eBay. They are a size XXX. I believe these are also relatively expensive new, about $90. So I'll be listing these for about $40 or $50 and hoping to land somewhere in the $30 to $40 range. This next item is a style pickup, and it is absolutely adorable. Just look at these rabbits on the bottom hem of the skirt, and it also has this lace detail, decorative sort of crucifixes throughout, some decorative trim. And I don't know anything about this brand other than what I googled, but it is called Yolanda, and it's a size medium. And this is apparently a sort of gothic Lolita Japanese style brand. I think I have a reference photo here of this exact one. It doesn't have any of the extra sort of frills that the reference photo has, but it did seem that with all those extra frills, it cost a little over $100 for this skirt. So I can see this probably doing well on Depop. I'm gonna take care of some of these runs that I see on there, snip them away, take some measurements, and probably list this at about $40 and hope to land somewhere in the $20 to $30 range. I've never really bought anything sort of Lolita like this before, so I kind of wanted to just try it out. Next item I have here are these very obviously vintage blue jeans with a wide bell-bottom leg. And I'm actually just going to show the button because it does show the label on there. It is Seafarer. these seafarer sort of nautical bell bottoms. I actually found another pair of these very recently. I haven't listed them yet, but from what I've seen, they resell pretty decently. They have an okay sell-through rate, not 100%, but the average price that I've seen for these types of pants are anywhere from $40 to $70. So I'm excited about finding these and about listing them. Only thing that's kind of annoying is for some reason they don't seem to have size tags. They have these interior sort of military labels, but they don't have size mentioned anywhere. The other pair of pants that I found that are seafarers had the last name of the person who owned them on here, Jones. But I will probably list these at about 60, maybe aim a little higher even, and we'll see how they do. I like this piece just because it was very sort of Y2K and 90s to me. I loved the mixing of this sort of psychedelic print along with the animal print motif, and it does have some sort of jewels encrusted throughout, and it is by Alberto Macaulay. I did sell a dress recently by this label. It is a designer label. It does retail for a lot of money. It doesn't resell very often for a lot, but I think that this should be an easy 30 bucks or so. This is a pajama shirt, and it is by FLYP, which I'm not familiar with, but I am familiar with anthropology. So it is a very vibrant sort of floral pattern, and the material feels super soft, sort of silky almost. And I checked comps. People are selling just the shirt by itself for about $40. I'm probably going to list mine at about $40 as well, and hopefully it lands somewhere in the $25 to $35 range. This next item has to be probably one of my favorite finds of the day, just because I think it is so cool. It is a vintage McDonald's uniform. And look at this tag. It says McDonald's, designed exclusively for McDonald's by Stan Herman. It's a size large, and wow, this thing. It looks exactly like where it came from. It looks like the 70s, and it has some damage, Avi. I think I could probably do some repairs here with the pocket, but the logo looks nice and the stripes are cool. Unfortunately, it does have some staining right here under the collar. You can see there, because, you know, people worked around food in these. The good news is you can't really see it when you have the collar down. I mean, do people really expect clothing for the 70s to look that great today? I think it's fine. It doesn't kill it. It's not on the main body anywhere that would seriously detract from it, but this is just a really cool find. And the comps were absolutely incredible. People were listing these at about $250 or something wild like that. I don't see this getting anywhere near that, but I think it's just a cool sort of piece of history. And after I repair it, I'll have to do some more research to figure it out. What do you think of this piece? Let me know in the comments down below. Would you price it high? What would you price it at? What do you think? Would you price it low considering the damage? I still think it's pretty interesting. I love these buttons as well. The buttons are copper, almost look like pennies, but they have the double arch logo from McDonald's. Next item here is just a black lingerie sort of slip dress, and I just thought it was so pretty, so delicate, obviously very vintage, and it's in really great condition, oddly enough. I'm used to finding these in the worst condition, but y'all know I like sending in sleepwear to The RealReal. They price it decently sometimes. This brand is going to be a bit of a gamble. Christian Dior, Oscar de la Renta, those types of things, they do price well, but Pierre Cardin Paris. So they do accept Pierre Cardin. I did not see that they had anything like this specifically. They had like a robe or two, and they weren't really priced well, but I mean, I'm sure they can do a better job selling it than I can. So I'm going to be sending this baby into The RealReal, and we'll see how that does. This next item here was a blink and you would have missed it on the rack, but thankfully I took a deeper look I think it's because I sold this brand recently, but you can't really see it. It's kind of blotched off, but it is Arc'teryx. You can also tell because it has the Arc'teryx logo right here, which is a fossil of some sort. And this is called the Captive Polo, and it's long sleeve. Sell-through rate is great for Arc'teryx. I could see this probably selling for about anywhere from 25 to 40 and should be a relatively quick flip. It's in really great condition. I was surprised that it was there. Now I have two dresses that are both by the same brand. The first one, it has sleeves, the button front, and this long flowy skirt. This looks like the types of dresses that my mom likes a lot. It is by Lacera Comfort Wear in a size 1X. I initially thought nothing of it, but when I just searched sell-through rate on eBay, it actually appeared to be pretty high. They don't sell for an insane amount of money, but they appear to sell for about $20 to $30, and they had a pretty high sell-through rate. So I figured, why not? I'll give it a shot. It looks like it would be really comfortable to wear. The next dress here is also by Lacera. Unfortunately, this one doesn't have the size tag, but it's super vibrant, pretty. Really, really pretty. I'll probably be able to list each of them for about $25 to $35, and hopefully they'll be quick flips. I like shopping with a low cost of goods at locations like the Family Thrift Center Outlet or the Goodwill bins, just because it gives you the opportunity to sort of experiment with some things a little bit more than you typically would if you were to go to a regular flagship thrift store. And the last clothing item I have here is this silk sort of see-through trench coat. And it's by a brand everyone knows, it's BB. I don't typically source BB. I know that some BB can do really well, especially if it's like a 90s or Y2K piece and you check the comps for it. But the reason I picked this one up was because I thought it was an interesting piece. It's a sheer trench coat. But then I also looked at the material composition, and this is 100% silk. I checked comps for it, and I only found a couple of them on Poshmark, but they seemed to sell pretty well. They were reselling for about $70. So I figured this should be an easy $30 to $70 for myself as well. Unfortunately, it did not have a matching belt, so I found a random belt that I think doesn't clash terribly with it. I'll make sure to disclose that in my listing as well, that it's not the original belt, but I think it goes well. And the last shoes that I bought were these ginormous things. So you should probably be able to tell from the silhouette already if you know this brand. It is Jeffrey Campbell, and these are the Lita boot, which is probably their most famous boot in my opinion. At least it's the one that I know I've heard about since I was in high school. And this particular lace crochet motif is called the Fab. They are a size 11. Not in perfect condition. This one does have a little discoloration here at the toe, but you kind of can't see it just because of the lace motif. But Lita shoes by Jeffrey Campbell appear to still do decently, at least in comparison to all the other Jeffrey Campbell styles that you should avoid. So these I could probably list at about 40 to 50, and hopefully someone with a size 11 foot out there is looking for these. At $1.75, I really couldn't pass them up. That's it for my thrift haul. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to look at my video. Was there any items here that you thought were a great pickup or any items that you would have left behind? Let me know in the comments below. If you like reselling content like Thrift With Me's, thrift hauls, what sold videos, I make a ton of those, so please make sure to like and of course subscribe and hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I upload a video. It really helps my channel out. I really appreciate it. Until next time, see ya! In today's useless bonus footage, I want to share one more item that I picked up that is not clothing or not even really for reselling. It's more for my side business of reselling to help me with stuff, and it is this baby. It is an E-Steam, which is by Jiffy Steamer. And these are supposedly some of the best portable steamers that you can buy. I had seen it on a couple of other channels when they would say what items they have for their reselling business, and I've heard a lot of rave reviews about it, but not enough to where I was willing to throw down $90 or something like that for it. But when I found it at a thrift store, I was absolutely willing to pick it up. Now, that being said, this thrift store knew what they had. They were selling it for 20 bucks, which usually for something this small, I probably wouldn't pick up. But considering the following that it has, I thought, sure, why not? And I like it. I've used it a couple times and it steams really well. Do I enjoy steaming more? Absolutely not. But I do love finding useful tools, especially at a thrift store. Have you ever found anything at a thrift store that made your reselling easier? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, see ya.